Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going through and comparing different major metros here in the US and then real estate prices compared to here in Chicago. It's easy to see that real estate prices are going up in most of these cities here in the US, so it's always great to see what your money would do for you in other areas. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on a few categories, starting with the average home size and then average home price, as well as the price per square foot and the type of home you'd be living in and where it's located. Starting with New York City, the most expensive place to live in the US, as well as one of in the world, where the average home size sits at roughly 1,150 square feet. Though Manhattan, that drops down to roughly 983 square feet. This is due to the crazy high prices you see in the city, where the average home price is $820,000. This leads their price per square foot to be at $1,500 too. While New York sits as a bit of an anomaly on the price side of things, not so much on the small unit size side. When you look at a city like DC, it's actually even worse. The median home size in DC is 932 square feet, which leads to the city also being one of the most expensive in the country. The average home price is $675,000, which is actually down 3.3% from last year. Though, with the lower prices in smaller homes, this leads to their price per square foot being $585, almost a third of what it is in New York. Both of these cities see their prices and home sizes due to their lack of land availability, also due to their old infrastructure. This can especially be felt in DC, where most of the neighborhoods were built in the early 19th and late 18th century. A city with much less of these issues and has also seen a lot of recent growth, though, would be Miami. When you compare homes in Miami to DC and New York, it's easy to see the size difference, with the median home size in Miami being almost 1,600 square feet. Although, with this recent growth the area has seen, this has also caused prices to increase, leading to the median home value being $560,000, up 10% over the last 3 years. This has also caused their price per square foot to rise to $453. This has made it tough for long-term residents of the area to afford new homes or even ones that they currently own. Yet, to those who are moving from places such as New York and DC, these prices can be seen as a nice change of pace for some. Now, let's take a look at Chicago, where the median home size sits at 1,400 square feet. The area of Chicago becomes very different than these other cities, and though, is price. The average home price selling in Chicago is $328,000. This also leads their price per square foot to be significantly lower at $290 a square foot. With a combination of bigger units compared to places such as DC and New York, and lower prices compared to Miami, this leads to Chicago being one of the most affordable major metros in the country. So now let's take a look at what the average price home you would get in each city looks like. Okay, so the first place we're going to be looking at a home is going to be in New York City. And as we mentioned before, it's definitely going to be one of the most expensive places here in the country and as well as the world. And specifically, I'm going to look at a place in Manhattan first, where, as we mentioned, the square footage drops from 1,150 in the rest of New York down to 983 in just specifically Manhattan. So we can take a look at this place. It sold for $825,000. That's $5,000 above we were saying the median home value is in New York. So let's see, you're getting one bed, one bath, and you're just under that. You're about 100 square feet under that average. But it does look like the actual finishes here are pretty nice with that kitchen. It might be a little tight, but the actual kitchen itself is very nice. You also do get some hardwood floors and some exposed brick that they've gone ahead and painted white. But space for a dining room, which is definitely nice. A big spacious bedroom. And that balcony right there is definitely a big thing. That's a lot of outdoor space for a unit this size. The in-unit laundry and dryer, that's definitely nice. But I think as these pictures suggest, you're living in Manhattan. You're not really going to be spending too much time in your apartment when this is right outside your door. Nice bathroom right there. But let's go check out another part of New York and see maybe what a more typical part of the city is for some people to be living in, where here in Brooklyn, it's easy to see this exact same sale price at $825,000 this condo sold for. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, and you're almost 400 square feet bigger. So that's definitely a huge plus, where you are definitely a little constrained in your size in Manhattan. Here in Brooklyn, I mean, you get a nice 2-bed, 2-bath where the appliances also look very nice. The kitchen with those granite countertops, I think some people might say that those brown cabinets could be an issue for them, but you could definitely just paint those. And looking here, you get that in-unit laundry as well, and nice big outdoor space in this unit as well. The bathroom is updated too. And you also do get amenities in the building, which you weren't getting in that Manhattan apartment. So that's definitely a big plus if you want to use those. It does look like these pictures cycle through twice, but it's definitely easy to see that your money is going a little bit farther when you're in Brooklyn in comparison to Manhattan. But let's go ahead and check out what homes in DC look like. Alrighty, so we're going to be taking a look here at our second city, which is going to be DC. And as we mentioned before, that median sale price here in DC is $675,000. But the real eye-popping number that we talked about was that 932 average square footage for units here. So definitely not the biggest of units and not the cheapest. But let's take a look here at the first place. It's going to be a 2-bed, 2-bath condo, just sold for $670,000. It looks like it's right in the heart of the actual all of what's going on in DC, right by those political buildings and all the monuments going on. And so let's take a look at this condo. As you can see, it's pretty obvious that the finishes are actually very nice. That kitchen space is wonderful, but the one issue when you're getting into these smaller units is that living space looks to be a little cramped, but they did make it work with a little bit of a dining and a couch space as well. I do get some nice outdoor space, which is always a major plus. Looks like you might actually get 2 balconies, so that's always nice. One off this bedroom here, and looks like the bedrooms are pretty nice. The bathrooms are obviously nice with these finishes. It doesn't look like they're too cramped. You get a little desk space as well in that one, and they've each got their own bathroom, so that's always a plus. But the actual building itself looks like it's gorgeous. That lobby is wonderful. You do get some common areas, so that's always a big plus. A nice rooftop deck, so you're definitely getting a decent amount for your money there. And obviously there's a lot going on in your neighborhood, but now we can go check out a different part of DC where you could see you might be getting a little bit more space. You can see this unit right here just sold for $675,000. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath for 1,900 square feet. That's definitely probably a little uncommon in this area, as we mentioned, but you do get a nice backyard space, so that's a big difference. And it's an actual townhouse here and not just a condo. You do get a kitchen right there with some natural light coming in. Looks like it's right off your back porch and backyard area. It looks like the actual building and unit itself is in pretty good condition. You do get a nice living room right here with a fireplace, so you wouldn't be as cramped as you were in that last unit. Bedrooms look very big and spacious. It looks like they pretty much all have carpet in them, which some people are not a big fan of, others are a big fan of, so it's up to you. Looks like the bathrooms do have nice finishes as well. It's definitely probably on the bigger side for places here in DC. Obviously, I'm not an expert on the area of DC, so it looks like you're a little farther off what's going on in terms of the downtown space, but you're definitely getting a lot more in terms of your bang for your buck here. Although if this is your neighborhood, it doesn't look like you're doing too bad, but what do you guys think of this place in DC? So now let's go check out our place in Miami. Okay, moving into our third city here, we're going to be looking at Miami, where it definitely looks like there's a bit of a discrepancy in terms of the pricing in the downtown market and the pricing in the outer markets, where, as we mentioned, the median sale price in Miami is $560,000. And for what you're getting in the downtown market, it definitely seems like it's a little less than you might be getting in the outskirts, where let's take a look at this place that's sold at $560,000. It's only 500 square feet, and it is a studio apartment. So that is something that we were not talking about when talking about that average square footage being 1,600 feet. So let's take a look, though. It's nice in terms of the finishes, and I mean, that view is definitely one of the selling points and why it got this, why it's sold at this price. You do get that outdoor space, so that's definitely a big plus. The bathroom itself has some decent finishes. Looks like overall the actual space is built out well, but it's 500 square feet. So is that what you want when you're living in Miami? Maybe, because you're probably going to be outside all the time, and it does look like the building does have some amenities. So you do get a pool and a gym and a nice lobby there. So that's a plus, at least, so you know that you'll be living within all the hustle and bustle here in Miami. And then moving away from that downtown market, it does look like you can look at this place that sold. It's $15,000, so it's still in that ballpark of 560. But you're getting a 3-bed, 3-bath house for 1,700 square feet. So there's a big difference here in terms of the size and what you're getting for your money. And overall, it looks like the finishes here aren't too bad. Looks like you're getting tile floor. Maybe that's a synthetic fake hardwood floor. Either way, not too bad. That kitchen looks pretty nice. I mean, those quartz countertops and the stainless steel appliances. You do get that in-unit washer and dryer right there, and those bathrooms right there also look really nice. Big spacious primary bedroom, it looks like right here. Walk-in closet. So it's definitely space for an office. This is definitely more so, I think, along the lines of what we were seeing with that 1,600 average square foot in Miami. I feel like this might be more along the average home where people are living in. You get a nice big backyard, which is great when you're living in Florida. You probably want to be outside. And it does look like this is in a community where you do get amenities as well. So you do get a pool, you do get a gym here, as well as some other common areas, it looks like. And it looks like you're not too far away from a lot that's going on the coast. So it doesn't look like your money is doing too bad here in Miami, unless you want to be in that downtown condo market where you might be squeezed into a studio apartment. But now let's take a look at our last city in Chicago. Alrighty, now into our last city here, which is going to be Chicago. And as we mentioned before, the biggest difference between Chicago and the other cities we were talking about earlier is just the price. The median sale price here in Chicago being $328,000. It's definitely the lowest out of all the ones we're talking about, but you'll definitely be seeing as we go through some of these units, you might be getting the best bang for your buck, but that's up for interpretation. So let's move into this first unit here. It's going to be a condo right off the loop, and you're going to be getting a 1-bed, 1-bath for 1,100 square feet, and it's sold for $323,000. So it's going through some of these pictures. It's a timber loft, which is awesome because you definitely get those high ceilings and those exposed wooden beams, and it makes the space just feel a lot bigger than it actually is. And then we're moving in here to the kitchen. You definitely get a nice island there, as well as nice finishes with those quartz countertops and those wooden cabinets. It looks like also you get those stainless steel appliances, which is always nice. Then moving into one of the first bedrooms here, which looks like it has plenty of room with at least a queen bed in there, and it doesn't look like it's tight at all. And then moving into the bathroom here, you get a double vanity as well as what looks to be pretty nice finishes with those cabinets as well. You do get some outdoor space, which is always a plus in terms of being here in the city. And looks like you also do get some shared amenities here in the building with the gym, so that's definitely always nice. And then moving out, we can definitely see a little bit farther that you get from that downtown market. Your money can start to do a little bit more in terms of the sizing of the units you'd be looking at. So we can take a look at this place that's sold right here for $325,000. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath, and it's a 1,548 square foot unit. So that's definitely the biggest out of the ones we've looked at here. And the one nice thing is this is a walk-up building, but you're going to be on the first floor, so you don't really need to worry about that. And moving on in here, there's definitely plenty of room for that spacious living room. And moving on back, you also have space for what looks to be a bit of an office right there, so that's always a plus right now, especially with most people living and working remote. You get a nice dining room right there, which is awesome. And then you do get a nice kitchen with a little bit of a breakfast nook as well, so doesn't look like you're too constrained in terms of your dining options here in this house or this condo. And then moving into that first bedroom right there, it looks like it might be the primary, so it's nice size right there. You get a little bit of a nice seating area in the back there with almost like a sunroom. And then moving into that second bedroom right here, looks like everything is still nice finishes here in the bathroom. And you do get that in-unit laundry, which is always a plus, as well as you do get a bit of a private porch here in the back. So that's always nice, as we've mentioned here for outdoor space. But what do you guys think? After going through some of these different cities, which of the major metros that we went through do you think the best bang for your buck in terms of what you're getting for the price